Last summer, I decided that Omaha would be best served by a new vision, new ideas, and a new face in the mayor's office. At my announcement, I said it is once again time to take our city in a new direction and on our path of success. I believe Jim Suttle here can provide that new leadership and vision. And now, there's no kidding, Jim and I have always been on the same page, but that's democracy in action. You don't expect to have a yes man as a city councilman. You expect someone to stand up for his values, and I believe Jim has always maintained that, and we've always had a very professional working relationship. I'm here today because of what Jim and I have in common. And let me just start by saying that we are both big advocates for neighborhoods. We think it is important to make sure that we're empowering the neighborhood leaderships that they can be all they can possibly be. After all, this is where we raise our families, this is where we have our most fun, and it's important that we continue to focus on neighborhoods. We also have a like desire about understanding the importance of public safety. And we also recognize that in public safety, there's a lot of different ways you can go. Community policing is the way we have chosen over the last 8 years, and is one that has absolutely paid great dividends, and I have some statistics for you afterwards if you want to hear about that as well. But Jim also believes in community policing and will support that policy. Jim also supports the expansion of after-school programs. Many of you know that I've been a big advocate for after-school programs. We have been fortunate to go to, with the help of Senator Nelson, to raise necessary funds to support that effort as well. The other thing that Jim and I have in common is the fact that we very much support the idea of controlled spending. Now, over the last 8 years in this office, we have had controlled spending in the point of we've had less than 3% over that time period of expanding our control on spending at City Hall. That's important. During the previous 6 years, it was like 5.6%. So I think Jim will support that idea of the importance of that. We also support the police auditor. That is one thing that Jim is supporting of, and actually went to some of the meetings on that and supports that as well. And the last and most important thing I think we all recognize is the importance of making sure we have civility at City Hall. We remember when we didn't, it wasn't the way we wanted to go. You can have disagreements on things, but you have to retain that civility. Over the next 4 weeks, I am looking forward to a lively discussion on the issues, and on May 12th, I'll be supporting Jim Suttle for mayor. I also encourage those who want to see Omaha continue its strong growth and development to support Jim as well. Now, on May the 13th, I've already put this out, I will fulfill my promise I've made to the citizens of Omaha and facilitate a smooth transition to the next administration, regardless of who that is. It is important that the next mayor hit the ground running, and I am committed to making sure I do my part on that. Now, it gives me great pleasure right now to introduce the next mayor of the city of Omaha, Jim Suttle.
Mayor Mike Fahey, thank you so much for this day, and thank you for the comments, and thank you for summarizing what you and I have in common. But you have done something in the 8 years that we need to acknowledge. You have built a platform. You have demonstrated very clearly that the mayor's office is a leadership platform, not a bully pulpit, which you inherited from the previous administration. It's my job in succeeding you as mayor of this city to add the next building blocks to the success story that you have created. And that I pledge to do as you summarize the very key points of your administration today. And I pledge to continue those and make them grow better and better and better. That's the purpose of this city. That's the goals of this city. That's what this city needs, and I thank you so much for your endorsement today.
Thank you. Thank you. You have to take a couple questions if you have any.
What's your number one pressing issue that you hope the next mayor tackles?
Well, we have obviously some ones that are glaring out there. The police fire pension fund. It's my job, and it's incumbent upon me to provide a clear roadmap on how we succeed in righting that ship. And that's certainly what our task force is all about, and we'll get that done. We still live in challenging economic times, so the next mayor is going to be faced with some tough decisions. The question is, it's important for me to make sure as the new person comes into office that they have all the information they possibly can and make good decisions. So that's one of the things I'm talking about when I talk about a smooth transition. Because when the economic times turn upside down, when we don't have sales tax numbers that we need, that'll have a profound effect on the general fund budget. So that's one of the things, the challenges they'll have. So as we prepare the 2010 budget to get it ready to transfer over to the new administration, I want to make sure that they have all the information they possibly can. We have the unfunded federal mandates of the CSO project. That's out there as well, that I think Jim's certainly well aware of, because being an engineer, he understands that much better even than I do. So those are three huge issues out there, and hopefully we won't have any more unfunded federal mandates coming down the pipe.
What about the sewer problem here in the city as well? Where does that stack up?
We continue to invest about $7 million a year in the separation of sewers. That program will continue on. That is separate from the CSO project in respect of the amount of money that we needed to meet this unfunded federal mandate.
Did you guys coordinate your tie selection this morning?
I didn't hear that, I'm sorry.
Did you guys coordinate your tie selection this morning?
Oh, well, yes.
They're very similar in color.
I'm going to be dressing Jim.
Oh.